if you want to be quiet, I totally invite that for this type of practice, especially. So I'm Brooke Loveless, and I get to teach yoga. And one of the wonderful things I like is I really love a restorative practice. I teach a lot of the more slow yin-like practices. And I think this one will be really special. So restorative yoga, if you haven't done restorative yoga specifically, it's about healing, and it's not about necessarily stressing muscles or having any tension, okay? So there are practices like a yin practice where we are looking for tension, or vinyasa where we're looking for cardio and we're looking for heat and we're looking for flow and a lot of movement. And restorative, we're definitely looking for restoration and healing. If there is some tension, there's some stretch and it feels good and you want some of that and you want gravity to play a role in your practice tonight, you're completely invited to do that. So whatever is feeling body honoring for you. So if you're on a carpet, soft but firm, so meaning you could be on a hard floor with a mat or some type of rug or a carpet. And then if you have any props, which would be, if you have yoga props, that's fantastic. And if you don't have yoga props, but you have a blanket or you have a pillow or something like that, you could bring that and let that be part of your practice tonight. So we're going to start on our back. And I would love for you, if it's comfortable, to bring the soles of your feet together, just like this, and lie all the way down on your back. And if the tension here in the hips starts to be more than you like, you're welcome to bring something under the legs here to support the legs. So in yoga, I might take a block and put it under each knee or each leg and have some support, and that makes it very restorative. So we're getting in the shapes in the yoga forms tonight. And so to start our practice, let's take some moments of silence and begin to breathe. So begin to notice your breath. And you might start to change it because I ask you to maybe bring notice to it. And that's okay. Je suis un garçon qui s'endort en regardant le baseball. Je suis un grand mort. You'd like start to notice your inhale, maybe lengthening it. Je suis un figure de guerre. And an exhale, lengthening out as well. I'm just noticing the change now as we lengthen. It doesn't have to be much. It might just be an extra couch or two. If you'd like a little movement, you're welcome to take the arms overhead, just stretch them above, finding as much length as feels comfortable. Breathing here, inhale, stretch a little bit more, exhale, stay, relax. A few more breaths like that. And when you're ready, bring the knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug here. And just begin to maybe find some movement side to side. Maybe let go and come down on the tailbone a little bit and just let the knees fall side to side. So just finding as much or as little movement, staying on the back and exploring the spine, the hips on either side. And even taking the shoulders as you're laying on the earth and roll them back and down into the earth and that reclined posture. And then when you're ready, let the spine lie flat on the earth. Press the legs up above you. And let the tailbone ground back to the earth. Hands can come on either side and just pinch your fingers. So as we move into the restorative, we're just doing a little bit of gentle yoga. And then as you're ready, bring those knees back into your chest. And roll onto one side and we'll take some big belly breaths. So you can bring those hands out. And you're in a fetal posture. You begin to find your inhale through your nose. Let your belly get really big and relaxed. And as you exhale through your mouth, let the navel come in and up. Maybe 3 or 4 of these big belly breaths. Maybe even sighing out anything you need to leave from the day. And whatever arm is on top, bring that hand near your face, press into your fingers, and begin to press up to a seat. When you come up into the seat, inhale, you can bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms overhead again. Exhale, this time the right hand's going to come down. The left arm is going to reach up and then over toward the right and then ground through your sits bones. So that bottom is firmly planted into the earth and that right elbow is pointing its way toward the earth. And then maybe you take your gaze up to that left arm. And you're always invited to close your eyes if that's available. Breathing here in through the nose, out through the nose, slow it down. Inhale back through center, arms come overhead. And then that left arm is going to come down this time. Right arm's going to reach up first and then begin to reach to that left side and keep the sits bones down. So we only want to reach as far as our bottom can stay rooted into the earth. Breathe here. And maybe if it's available, look up at the right arm now with your gaze. Breathing here. Inhale back through center. It doesn't matter how you crossed your legs, but just change the cross of them now. If you have one of the props that you brought with you, so it might not look like, fancy yoga props, it might be a pillow or a blanket or something like that. Maybe place it just right out in front of you, and that's going to be a little place for you to go. Now, if you need to raise it, by all means, raise it as much as you want. So it doesn't have to be really close to the earth, okay? It can be really raised up. Inhale now, you can bring those hands to your knees to begin, and then just start to pull yourself forward with a nice long spine. Shoulders are going to press down and back. And just begin to move your weight toward the floor in front of you, grounding through your bottom, just like you did with those little side stretches. And then when you're ready, just start to tent your fingers and move them forward. Inhale. Exhale. And then that third eye can come right to the earth or a pillow, or you might find your cheek if that feels a little bit more relaxed. And then even the forearms begin to just relax. Hands can relax. We grip a lot during the day. I sometimes even turn my hands over like this, just to have a reverse of what I'm doing in a lot of my other work. And then now just come back to the breath. The inhale through the nose. The exhale through the nose. When you're ready, you're invited to tent your fingers And begin to press back up. And then take a moment here. Just fully integrate from the fold. Our next place is going to be deer. It has a little twist and a little pull to it, how we're going to perhaps embark on it. If it doesn't feel right to you, and this kind of goes for any posture, please don't take that form. Just take another form that you know from another yoga class. It's always an option. Or just lay on your back, or do something we've already done. So either one is great. So you're going to bring your left shin toward the side of your mat. So you're going to be facing kind of the side, like my mat is lengthwise. So the shin is just going to be here. And you're going to set up some pillows or blankets and make a little mound for yourself here. And again, you can always remove, blankets and pillows. It's kind of harder to get into it, and then you have to get up and put more down. So just put a lot down, and then you're ready. And then this right leg is just coming over to the side behind you. So if you were a cheerleader, this was the herky, okay? I know there's a cheerleader out there. All right, so this is the herky. So this left hip is near whatever stack you've created here. And then you're just going to start to inhale, find that nice long spine, take the shoulders back and down. And then exhale, begin to twist to the mound of blankets, pillows, bolsters, and then begin to make your way on top of them. So it's like you're twisting toward that left hip. And you're just going to begin to come down, and you're also going to be mindful of this right glute. It's going to want to lift, and that's okay. You might even take a little blanket and slide it underneath that glute. Work your way down right here. And then again, the third eye might come to the blankets, or you might just lay your cheek, and then maybe you outstretch the arms like so. Really like some deep inhales through the nose and exhales through the nose here. Each posture is an opportunity for meditation tonight. And you may already have a practice of meditation. And if you're seeking one that I like is coming back to that breath, that inhale, exhale. You might even say the word breathe. Or you might find a word sacred to you and breathe in that word. That word can be a bit of a mantra for you, a centering word. And then you let the word go as well. if you're ready to start pressing your way up out of deer, just take your fingertips, tent your fingers, and begin to slowly inhale, press up a little bit. Exhale, pause. No rush coming out of these places. And then just take a moment upright. You might even find a little mudra, just a hand gesture. So I love to press the thumb to that pointer finger. You can outstretch the other three fingers, but you don't even have to do that. You can really let them just kind of go limp too. And then just let them sit. Inhale, shoulders up and back and down. Really sit back into the sit bones. When you're ready, you can let go of the mudra and just begin to gently lift this leg up. I like to use my hands to move my legs in restorative. And take your other hands to move your other leg. And then what we're going to do in between deer's sides is just press our legs out in front of us. So we all get to see my feetsies here. And then we're going to there's a couple different ways that we can approach a caterpillar or staff bend. One is that we can stack lots of blankets and bolsters and get real huggy like this, okay? The other way, and I'm gonna kind of show you like this so you can see my knees here, is you can bend your knees and then you can bring yourself to your legs, just so, okay? And then you always have the opportunity to walk the legs out a little bit more. And then also support yourself underneath with a blanket or a bolster. That's one option there, okay? And then you could do really both. You could do a combo pattern where you have something underneath here supporting and you take blankets, bolsters, pillows, and put something right here, okay? So you play around and see what works for you. What I would prefer for you not to have to embark on is really grabbing something like this, because now we're really overusing this area right here, neck, shoulders. We've done that all day, right? We do that here and all those places. So not doing that, but rather finding a place where we can just sink. And if that means raising up or finding lots more space to get there, that's fine. Okay, even if it's all the way up here. Relaxing into the space of the folds. You might again be on a cheek, maybe you reverse the cheek that you're on from your last fold. Or maybe this time you find the forehead to the space. Just begin to breathe in here. So a word, if you haven't settled into one, which you might have settled into a sacred word, might be curiosity. And I'm centering on this word because I have a wonderful quote that I love from a book that I treasure called Overcoming Trauma Through Yoga and Reclaiming Your Body. Curiosity helps to create the emotional distance in which people are able to just notice their internal states without taking immediate action to try to shift the state. Curiosity helps to create emotional distance in which people are able to just notice. So getting curious, and maybe even setting aside judgment, which is difficult for us, for our psyches. And then you don't have to take any action to try to shift the state. So just sitting there in this hopefully very safe place that you're in, fold that you're in, making it comfortable for yourself, but also noticing the spaces where there might be a little discomfort, not pain. That's certainly not what we want in this type of practice at all. And curiosity. As you're ready, inhale, begin to lift a little bit, pause on your exhale. Lift a little bit more out of the fold and pause on your exhale. Coming all the way up from the staff fold. If you need a little movement, you can certainly find that, or stillness here. Now the next place I'm inviting you to is just a deer On the other side, so deer with the right shin just parallel in front of you, parallel to the side of the mat. And then the left leg is going to be bent right here. Again, like a little herky. And then you're going to bring those blankets or bolsters in towards this right hip. And find some length in the spine. Sit back down in the sits bones. You're going to find maybe now that your left hip is rising up, your left glute is rising up, and you can certainly kind of put a blanket or something underneath it. And then exhale and just begin to make your way toward the blankets, bolsters, whatever you have stacked up here. And just begin to walk the hands out. You'll find that maybe the forearms begin to come to the earth or toward the earth. And maybe you reverse switch cheek from the last posture you were in. And begin to lie your way down. Return to your breaths. Explore where this breath releases or opens. Just becoming curious of how each posture exploits. That's usually not a word that has a positive connotation, but we are sort of exploiting the breath. In yoga, we want to see what we can find with the breath in different places. ready to press out of it here. Tent the fingers on either side. Gently inhale. Exhale, pause. Inhale, come up a little bit more. Exhale, pause. Until you make your way up and maybe find that same mudra that we had before. Pointer finger, thumb together. 3 fingers can splay or can even relax. And then just let the top of your hand fall to your leg. Sit back into your sits bones. Breath. When you're ready, again, you can just pull the leg out with your hands, pull the other leg out, and then we're going to find our way into what's called fire log or square posture, but I want it to be restorative. This might be the one with the most tension to it this evening. Let's bring that left shin back, just right in front of us, parallel. Now, whatever bolster, blankets that you'd like tonight, I want you to maybe bring that one right in front of you here. So typically speaking, people will either bring this right foot just right in front of that left knee and it'll lay on its side. Okay, and then just kind of sit back on your sit bones and test the waters there. If that feels good, you might want to take a bolster blanket and let that right foot creep up a little bit higher where it's almost flush with this left knee. And then the other option would be, if this feels good and you feel like you have a little bit of flexibility here in the hip region, I want you to be very mindful of your knees, flex your feet, and then pull this left or this right leg over the left knee. So it's very much cleared that left knee and then is sitting down. Now this might mean that now you've created some space right here. Okay, right knee might be really raised up from the ground here. And if that's the case, you could bring something to come in here and release that tension. And then sit back again a little bit on the sits bones if we're lifting through. I know I have a tendency to sit on the edge of my seat, and sometimes that can be very good for your posture and your core strength. Tonight, we're more interested in grounding. Inhale, maybe the shoulders come up a little bit. Exhale, they might press down and back. If you want to find a fold, you're welcome to, or you can stay up. Maybe your mudra is placing that right hand underneath the left and bringing the 2 thumbs to meet, and then just letting those cupped hands rest in your lap. Right. And as you're ready, begin to lift your right leg from whatever place it's been, just outstretch. Left leg can outstretch. Give yourself a moment here. Wiggle, find stillness, whatever your body needs. And then we'll find the other side, right shin parallel. And then this left foot can either come across and be right kind of in front of this right knee. And you know from the other side if you felt comfortable with that, or if you liked it a little bit raised with a bolster, maybe try that. Each side's going to be different though. And I have physical trauma on one side of my body and not the other. So for some people, they're going to have a real disparity between the two sides, and other people, they don't. They have more symmetry. So just notice what works, whether it's bringing it above that right knee again, flex the feet if you're going to do that, mind your knees. And make sure you're well clearing that right knee if you bring that foot up. If not, you can just bolster it up a little bit right in front of you. You're still going to feel the hips talk to you a little bit. We don't want too much talking in a restorative class, right? We don't want our body having a lot of tension. So again, it might need putting something here. Getting rid of that tension. And breath here. Maybe the mudra, cupping the hands a different way this time, pressing the thumbs together. If you're ready, just gently pulling top leg off in front of you. And then this right leg can come out stretched. Take a moment to sit. Breath. Just a few more places to go, and then we'll find a resting spot, Shavasana. And we're going to make our way to our back. Go ahead and make your way to your back, but have some of your support pieces near you. And so just begin to roll down, bend the knees down, press the feet into the floor. Raise the toes up though, but press the feet into the floor. So picking the toes up, pressing the feet in, and then lay the toes down. Bring the arms out stretched into a T. Press your fingernails into the earth. You can see my left hand here. Bring the shoulders back and down. Press the spine into the earth. So the fingernails are pressing into the earth. Maybe even try to get your thumbnail pressing onto the earth and the top of the hand into the ground here. So this is the converse of texting and typing and driving. So just really highly beneficial work for the hands. You don't have to hold it too long, but it's just something. I have a great quote that I use a lot, but I print it out because I can never remember it. We do not think ourselves into new ways of living. We live ourselves into new ways of thinking. And I really love that because we're using our body to kind of train our mind in yoga. And then when you're ready, find those support pieces. You can raise your hands up and just begin to slide one underneath your hips. So inhale, hips are going to rise up, and just slide something underneath the hips. Okay, so it's kind of right around that tailbone, lower back, bottom area. Supported bridge posture. So this is a back bend. If you want more, you're welcome to. Your feet are about hip width apart here. And then to make this a little more restorative, we can outstretch our feet now. And again, your hands might be on either side. You might be back out in the T, just relaxing the hands. Breathing here in through the nose. Out through the nose. As you're ready, begin to bend the knees. Bring them back, feet to either side, hip width. Inhale, lift the hips. Slide whatever pillow, blanket, bolster you had. Exhale, bring those hips toward the earth. And bring your knees into your chest. You might not bring them all the way in. You might find a little space here. Just be really gentle. Spine along the earth. And so you have lots of blankets to help you. So use them in a twist. We're about to come into a supine twist. So you might bring a bolster in between or blanket in between your knees to let them fall to the right. Or you might bring one underneath you. Just kind of see what you need here. And then the arms can come out stretched again. Inhale. And your exhale, you might take your gaze to your left, or you might keep it toward the sky. Inhale back through center. And then take whatever you need to the other side. And then exhale, let those knees fall to the left. Arms can outstretch. Inhale. And this time exhale, maybe you take your gaze to the right. now back through center, and then find your place for rest. That might be putting something under your head or under your knees, under your spine. Just finding a place that really makes you comfortable. And let go of the intentional breathing that we've worked on tonight, all the work of the practice. You just get to absorb it here and enter rest. Begin, if you like, to find your breath. Bringing the voluntary breathing, intentional breathing back. And as you wake up, find little movements, and take yourself over to one side to that fetal posture we did earlier in the practice. Knees are bent, Maybe a few big belly breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhales are through the mouth and maybe a sigh, just leaving anything behind that even came up in the practice. And take whatever arm is on top, that hand can come near your face, press up. And we'll end in a simple seat. Inhale, arms overhead, hands can come together, thumbs to our forehead, breath. Thumbs to our mouth, breath. And thumbs to our chest, our heart, breath. Inhale together. Exhale, we bow. Namaste. Thank you so much. I'm glad y'all could be here.